Hello, good day, everyone. Welcome to today's Hangouts. My name is Israel Greatman Joshua, and I will be talking today on system hardening. I just want to make this video very brief for you. We'll be doing system hardening. We'll see if time permits us to do for Windows and Linux. But I'll start with Linux first. Now, system hardening. Now, what is system hardening and why do we have to do system hardening? Before we go deep into it, system hardening is, in summary, trying to disable some services that are not relevant, some tools that are not required for your machine to run, some services that are not required, and then trying to disable them and enable them when they are needed. So it reduces the attack surface for the attacker. So it limits what the attacker can use to attack you. It limits the vulnerability. So meanwhile, I have in my in the village lab we have I have set up Proximus. In case you are just joining me for the first time on this video, Proximus is a type 1 hypervisor. It's a tier 1 virtual environment where you install directly on bare metal. Now the difference between tier 1 and tier 2 is tier 2 you install on an OS. It's OS based. That's you install it on an operating system. But this is a tier 1 or type 1 hypervisor. You install it directly on the bare metal. So you don't have to install your Ubuntu, your Windows, your Kali before you install this particular hypervisor. So it's directly and it's web-based. You access it via the web. That's why you see that I'm accessing the CD IP address of this is the link to accessing this. So that's why I'm accessing it via this. So the first thing you do is you update. First thing you do when you're doing system hardening is you apply updates. Apply updates. How to go about that is you can go to settings. Just click from the start menu. For Windows now, you're focusing on Windows. You click on start menu. You can click on settings, or you do Windows I to get to this place. So the first thing you do is you go to settings. Then second, you are here. You click on Windows. You click on security and update and security. Yes, click on update and security. It takes you to this place. Now, this computer had checked for updates today at about 5:26 a.m. So it has checked for updates. But meanwhile, if it has not, and then you just click on check for updates, it will check for updates and it will apply. You see apply updates and you go. So that's the first basic procedure or basic thing you need to do for hardening your system. Why do we patch our system? Why do we apply updates? It is because to close up vulnerabilities that have been discovered or to add more features to what we are looking at. Then the second thing is to enable your antivirus. Windows, you come to Windows security, enable at least the one that comes with it. From this machine, you will see that a lot of this is not you see that there's a lot of alerts there. But meanwhile, just make sure that you come to manage settings, make sure that all these are on. Make sure this is turned on, not off. You want to off it, it will ask you, are you sure you want to off it? So this is the real-time protection. Make sure it's on. The cloud-based protection as well, in case you are using any of these cloud facility like Office 360, you are recording to cloud, you are using Zoom, or you are using Zoom, you are using any of those cloud facility that Microsoft offer, you do that. Then automatic submission for this, enable it in case there's anything. Then tamper protection. Just leave these things on. In case yours is off, you turn them on. That's the second step. First, we talked about updating the operating system. Now we say, okay, enable antivirus, and that's the Windows Defender that came with your Windows operating system. You enable Windows Defender for real-time protection. Then the third thing I like to show you is to enable firewall. This firewall is very, very important that you enable firewall. Meanwhile, if you click on firewall and network protection, you see this firewall is on here. You see that firewall is on here. You see that the private network, firewall for both domain, private and public network, all of them, they are all enabled. If yours is not enabled, you can come to advanced settings, and you see where to enable them. So it's coming up, it's taking time to come up. So you see where to enable the firewall from advanced settings. Okay, good. So I have it up here. So now in this firewall, you can set up your inbound rules. You can set your outbound rules. That's rules that apply for incoming traffic, then rules that also apply for outgoing traffic. Now, a good example we can quickly look at is, let us disable pinging. Let's disable pinging from, let's set up an outbound, let's disable an outbound. So let's ping 192. Okay, meanwhile, let's see the IP address of this IP config. You see is 121. So I want to ping 192.168.100.114. I think there's 114 alive on this network. Let's see. Oh, okay. I can't get to 115 now. Not sure why. Okay, let's try 116. Or destination those unreachable. Let's try 119. Okay, let's be sure of okay, so I think 114 is alive. Let's ping 114. So you can see that I can ping out. Let me do a continuous ping. You add a -T for a continuous ping on Windows. So that I can ping out. I can send out an ICMP echo request from this machine. So let's try and create a new rule to stop this particular this. Meanwhile, let me put this side by side so that we can easily see what is happening as we go on. So I'm trying to set up a rule. Yes, I think you can still see this. Let me try and reduce this. So how do you set up a rule, a firewall rule? Now I'm setting up in the outbound rules. I say new rule. I'm setting up a new rule. Now what does it's a customized rule. I go next. Trying to all programs and DCS. We go next. Now, not any. I'm trying to stop. I want to disable this ping. ICMP echo. Yes, the protocol for this ping is ICMP. So I am doing this. Yes, it will tell you this automatically. Blah blah. Take the ports and likes and the likes. So I'm saying which IP address. You can specify the IP address you want the traffic to be blocked to or from. Now, in which scenario can you do this? If you realize your computer is sending out an outbound traffic to a computer that you don't know, and you know in the shape that this can be, can be handy in that. So any IP address, I can't ping any IP address. That's what it means. Then I block all connection. I'm blocking all connection. So next, so it's asking now, when does this rule apply? On domain, yes. On private network, yes. And on public network, that's okay. So you can give it a name. You just say test rule. No, test rule. So I click finish. Look at this. Immediately the rule takes effect. This guy stop pinging. You see general failure. Now this is the rule, the test rule that we created. If I disable this rule now, you see immediately it's been disabled. This request can go out. I don't know if if you see this. So if I enable this again, you'll see that this is being disabled. So that is how then you can actually delete the rule if it's not needed. You can delete the rule, you can duplicate the rule. So that's like so also for outbound or inbound rules, you can also disable pinging this particular machine. So that's for firewall. Then you can also enable BitLocker on your machine for encryption, to encrypt your hard disks, should in case an attacker is able to gain access into your system. Since your hard drive is encrypted, the attacker will not be able to to gain access. So what you do is go to control panel, look for BitLocker. In case yours is showing, yours may not be showing like this, yours may be showing like this. You can just switch from this category, this view by category, to small icon. Then you find BitLocker around the BitLocker drive encryption. So then you can turn on BitLocker. If you turn on this, what does this do for you? It helps you to encrypt. It helps you to encrypt your hard drive. So all the data there are being encrypted. It will ask you to save somewhere. It will ask you to save the key somewhere. You have to save that key very well. Encryption. You need a decryption key to actually do that. Then that's the third one, right? Then the fourth one is RDP. Excuse me. Now let's see, you have to disable remote desktop. You have to disable remote desktop, and you can do that from group policy edit, gp edits.msc. That's group policy edits. You can do that from group policy edits. Okay. I think there's a title here. You can edit the group policies to do a lot of. So we'll spend some time editing group policy in this video is coming up. So there are a lot of things you can edit from this policy here. So now let's say we want to disable I said RDP. Now you want to disable RDP, or you want to limit access. Yes, you want to limit access to some specific RDP users. Yes, you may not want to disable everything. You may just want to do that. So you come to computers and configuration. Let me expand this thing. So you come to computers and this, then you find Windows settings. You double click on Windows settings. It may take some seconds because depending on then you come to security settings. I have clicked it, yes. So now a lot of things can be done from this place here. Now for you to enforce, for you to do I think let's just do let's look at the local policies. Let's look at the RDP first. Let's disable, let's see the policies that govern RDP. So you will see user rights and assignments. So from here now, you will see all logs, allow logs, allow log on rather through remote desktop services. Now you see that you have about, if you double click on it, you will see the users that you can use, user that can log on. Now it is advisable you only enable administrator, so you can remove this. You can add other users if you want to add to enable that. So the entire thing, entire idea is the you don't need RDP. You don't RDP into your systems. Why are you enabling it? So you can just do that, remove that, apply it, and then off you go. So also you can let's see, you can also do group policies like I had earlier shared. Let's come back to account policies. Still from okay, let me just take it from beginning again. So you come from group policy edit.msc. Yes, edit group policy. You see there. So come to computer and this. You'll find yes, Windows settings. From these Windows settings, you'll find security settings, then account policies. Now in this place now, there are two things you can do here. This is for password policies, and I think this guy should go back up. Yes, good. Yes, you can enforce password history. Now, if you are an administrator, a server administrator, you can do all this from your from the domain controller. You can do all this, but now you are just trying to harden your endpoints. You are trying to harden your Windows operating system. The endpoint, so it's not done from the other end from the server. This is done from the PC you are using. This computer is not actually on a domain, so it's that. So let's take them one after the other. The first is enforcing password history. Now, what does this mean? If you double click on it, you see it. You can see the explanation here. They say this security settings demonstrates the number of unique new passwords that have been associated with this user account before an old password can be reused. Now, what does it mean? Like if I want to change my password now, how many passwords can I use? Let's say at times you are using some tools, they'll tell you, oh, this you cannot reuse your old password. Now, what if now is say you cannot use, so if it is 1, it means you cannot reuse the immediate old one. Then if it's 2, that means you cannot reuse the immediate 2, the last 2 you have used. If it's 3, so this can also be enforced. Here, if you click apply, you may, yes, you can apply. Let's say I'm saying the last 3 passwords cannot be used. That's what I'm saying. So after the last 3, when you do another one, it's common. So another one, I'm trying to rush. I don't want this video to be too long. So the age of your password, this one is saying 42 days. That's the default, the age of your password. Now you can put 30 days. 30, it means after every 30 days, the user will be prompted to change password. Do you understand? The user will be prompted to change password. Now, what is the length of the minimum length of password? The minimum password length. Let's say we are using, you can put 16 or 14, or yes, password must be at least 14 characters. That's the minimum. You apply, you say okay. Then minimum password length or bits, or password must meet complete. Yes, this one is talking about password strength, the strength of the password. So you can enable it. So when you are changing your password, it must meet the minimum required, the required standard for password checklist. So it's advisable that you enable this, you apply, you say okay. Then store password using this. Yes, this is very important too. You say you should encrypt the password as you store them. That's very, very, yes, okay. So now with this, we have been able to see how we can, yes, do password. We have been able to see password policy implementation here. Then account lockout policy. account locker duration. How long should an account be locked up? But before then, how many attempts should one do before you will lock the person out? You say 3 if you apply. So these are the default ones. It has to change. So you say account locker duration should be for 10 minutes. Allow administrator account lockout as well. So even administrator, if you try attempt using administrator account too, it will also log you out. Reset account lockout counter. It's 10 minutes. This is the current policy settings. This is the suggested settings. So you can okay this and then okay this and you have it. So you see that allow administrator account is changed. Then this also is changed. So these are the this is the for this we have seen the password policy, we have seen this. So this helps you to harden the computer. Another thing I want us to also look at is the what do they call this now? The the Windows event login. Now, if you use the same tool that takes events, this is for forensic purposes. Like you want to see events that happen, why you want to see event that happens before you go. So you have to enable Windows event login. And how do you do that? You go to computer configuration again. You will find administrative. I think it's under Windows settings. Yes. Then you now see we have seen policy-based OS and Q. But what we want to look at now is security settings. We'll see advanced audit policy. And we can see account policy from there. No, let's see advanced audit policy. Yes, advanced audit policy configuration. So here, you can log as much as is required. Let me expand this. I think this video will be in two brown. So this is so you can open up this and see so you can start from the account login. Now you want to audit credential validation. You want all these things to be logged. You want all these things to be logged. Now they are different, they are for different, you just want everything that happened on your computer to be logged. So this is for account logon. This is account management in case there's anything that changed or something. So you can track them. So you just say properties, and I'm trying to enable all at the same time. That means if it's successful and if it fails, just log them for me. Then detail tracking. Now, the more of these, the better your audit process. Yes, the more information, the better so let's look at this as well. If somebody log in, log out, all should also be logged. Yes, you apply, you proceed. If this policy change also, I think I normally do this. If this policy change, it should also be logged. Oh, this policy change at certain time of the year. Another thing I do is privilege use. I do this and I pull this up. So you may need to study what you have so that you can have proper this, but most importantly, I used to enable this that I have shown. So with this, you realize that your computer will be less prone. It will be less prone to attack. Meanwhile, remember that security, there's no 100% security anywhere. But with these proactive measures, you can, thicken the walls, that leads to your computer. I hope you find this video useful. I hope you find this video useful. And thank you for joining me today again. My name is Israel Greatman Joshua, and this video is for the Village Lab. Thank you very much.